angriest you have ever seen me, and probably the most abrasive video you have ever seen. Like, I'm just gonna complain for 10 minutes. I'm posting videos every day right now, so subscribe if you want to see more of me. My other content is a lot calmer. And I'm usually wearing makeup, but tonight I'm about to go get in bed because I've been feeling terrible all day. But I did bring some getting ready for bed products, just 2 of them. The first is this lotion, face lotion from The Ordinary. Really need to put it on because my face is so dry. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and if this upsets you, just don't watch this video. Go watch my other content. But I started my period today, and I'm having the worst cramps all day today. All day. Oh, be gentle, be gentle. I usually have bad cramps. And you know, people say, yeah, that's not normal. But you go to the doctor, the gynecologist, and they all say, oh no, that's pretty normal. Just take Aleve. Just take some Aleve. Just take some Aleve. Let me tell you, I've had 4 Aleve today. Has not touched the pain. I'm wearing a bun, which I will probably also never do on camera again. This is crazy. But again, I'm posting every day. I want to be consistent, so this is just what we're getting today, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because I didn't have any backlog saved for today to be able to post. I have a heating pad. I wonder if I can show it to you without banging around. It's very hot right now. Hot. Put it right over my uterus. I wonder, does YouTube, am I gonna get suspended for saying uterus? Is this the first ASMR video where someone just talks about their period for 15 minutes? This is for my lips. I always put this on before I go to bed because my lips are very dry here. It's just not fair that men don't have to experience this, because if they did, we would all get 1 or 2 days off a month of work for this pain. And you're literally bleeding. You're bleeding boss I've had, other than every boss I've had in corporate America, not the bosses I have now, they are women, because I work in a winery and it's incredible, but all of the bosses I had in corporate America were men. And I never felt like I could even tell them, like, how do you say, hey, I need to take off work today because of my period? Like, men don't want to hear that. And, like, in a very professional setting like I was in, no one is vulnerable about anything. Like, and it was all men too, except there was like a couple women. And I remember, one second, I gotta shut this. This thing is like giving me a hard time lately. There we go. I remember I had a friend, one of the only females at my office, who, in this large office, she got pregnant. And I thought the whole time, it's so unfair that she's been so sick. Like, I could tell she wasn't feeling well. And she wasn't able to tell anyone that she was pregnant, because in the beginning you don't want to, just in case anything goes wrong. And also, like, maybe you're not comfortable yet with sharing it, and like, you shouldn't have to. But just the fact that she had to come to work feeling bad all the time, and then we had a boy on our team that waited until like a week before he took paternity leave to tell us that he was taking paternity leave and he was having a baby. And like, women just don't have that option, because eventually it's very obvious that the women are pregnant. And like, you don't have the option to be private about it. Which is just so not fair. And then in that same office, I loved this job too. I left because I just wanted to try something not corporate related, and I wanted to have a bit more fun. But I loved everyone I worked with, so this is like no hate to them. We didn't have anywhere for women to like breastfeed, so it was a whole thing when she had a baby that she needed to breastfeed, and like, she had to ask for a room to be made. So we made an office into like the breastfeeding room, and then it was like, she used it for like a couple months, and then it was just there for like a couple years after, which I was fine with, because you could rent it out and it had a nice chair in it, and I would take naps. I would rent it for like 15 minutes in the afternoon and just have like a quick snooze and then get back to work, which I feel like everyone should be doing, because it makes you so much more productive. So, yeah, please don't comment on how I look today. That would piss me off. I don't normally look like this. So what else do I have to complain about? I can give you a life update maybe. On top of the incredible period pains that I have every month, for the last 2 months, I have been, not feeling well. And I won't go into a lot of details, but like, it's, if you want to look up dysautonomia related, and they're trying to figure out what's causing it, the doctors take forever. I've lived in the US and Canada, and they're all just kind of guessing on what's going on. And like, yes, Canada might be a bit slower because it's public health care, but I've had the same issues in Canada that I had in the US. Like, I've had the same issues in the US that I have in Canada. So, yeah, it's just annoying, because I feel like I can't function fully if I feel like I'm gonna faint all the time. That's part of what dysautonomia is. It's your nervous system is messed up. So, like, I have a hard time working right now, focusing on anything, because I just always feel like I'm gonna faint, and it's also very scary fainting. I fainted a few times things because I've known that I had something like this for a long time now. I drink tons of electrolytes and salt. I went through a phase of wearing compression socks. I didn't find they made that big of a difference, so I stopped. I do like low impact workouts. I walk a lot. Like, I'm very healthy. And it's just gotten a lot worse in the past couple months, so that triggered me to start trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Look, I have a ball. I love this ball. Let me take the mic cover off real quick because it sounds better. Well, maybe it'll be okay. Actually, it's fine. So, there was a job that I applied for, and I actually, like, at first I didn't know if I really wanted it, but it really fits, like, what I'm looking for in life, with, like, flexibility of my schedule, and I really like interacting with the community. Like, that's one of my favorite parts of working at the winery. I love to chit-chat with everybody, so, like, I had a little bit of that, too. So, I was really excited about it, and because of how I've been feeling, I at first, like, told him, I don't think I can take this job. The people who were hiring me, I don't think I can take this job just because of how I've been feeling, and I'm waiting to, like, figure out what's going on. Well, it's been a month and a half now. They still haven't hired anyone. They're about to start. They're about to start hiring someone else, and I so bad just want to tell them, like, yes, I'm going to take this job, but, like, it's so scary not knowing what's wrong with you. It's so annoying, because, like, how do I know if this isn't going to get worse? And I don't really, like, want to start a new job where I feel like I'm going to be fainting all day. Like, that won't be a good representation of myself and what I can do if I'm constantly like, hey guys, I'm not feeling well today. Sorry, I gotta go lay down every 5 minutes. It's also almost Christmas time, and I would like to go back to the States to visit my family that's there. My brother and his family. He has a large family. They live in Minnesota, and I would like to go back for Christmas and New Year's, and I don't know if I feel comfortable enough going to somewhere where my health care isn't covered, where I can't go to the ER without having to pay $10,000 or whatever crazy price it would be to not have insurance, and, like, being at risk of fainting all of the time. I need access to some type of ER in case I hit my head or something, so it's just very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. So my next step, I have a MRI and a CT scan in like early December, the first week of December, and then I also have blood work that I'll be doing on Monday. I've already done lots of blood work, but this is like extra stuff to try and figure out what's going on. But even after that, because it's probably a nervous system problem, there might not find anything, so then I just have to, I don't know. It's very annoying being a female in the medical system. We haven't been studied enough, and our concerns don't seem to be taken seriously. seriously. My doctor is even so nice. I have two now. I have a public doctor and a private doctor. Both of them are so nice. But like, they just seem stumped, which is crazy. Like, help me, you know? There's gotta be something we can do. And like, if you're stumped, do I just assume I'm gonna have to live like this forever? My nails are really long right now. These are my real nails. Yeah, so anyways, I hate my period, back to that. And every month, I'm like living with my husband, and I'm like, it's so not fair that you don't also have to feel this way every month. It makes me mad at him and other men around me every single month, which I know is not really fair to him, but like, he should. He understands, he's a nice guy. I think tonight I'm gonna have a grilled cheese and soup for dinner. And today I'm mostly laid around, but with my heating pad, and I had 2 baths, because baths really help too, with the cramping, not with the fainting. We also went to the dog park that's downtown here with my doggy Toby, and Toby, there was a lot of dogs there, and it's not a huge park. I mean, it's not small, but it's not like big enough for 20 large dogs to be wrestling around and sprinting around, so it was a bit of a mess, but he behaved relatively well. He was a street dog from Texas when we lived there. He was left in a dog park. Sorry, I don't know where my brain went there. Also, a lot of brain fog's been happening. But yeah, he was left in a dog park. And the dog park was at the high-rise we lived in, actually. So my husband met the dog and fell in love with him. He lived in like the trash room of the high-rise for a while. So we call him Trash Dog sometimes, because that was his nickname back then, Trash Dog. And he obviously wasn't well taken care of. Whoever put him in the dog park, he was either a homeless dog or they just weren't taking care of him because he had a bunch of health problems and he was very poorly behaved. So he lived with us for like a month before I couldn't take his bad behavior anymore because he was a year old. He was still acting like a puppy, but old enough that when he would like play bite, it would really hurt. So we sent him off to the army, to the dog army, for like a month. He went to training and he came back and he's been good ever since. So I don't know how they did it, but he's relatively good. Sometimes something will trigger him, like at the dog park, and he'll growl. He hates kids, which is fine because we don't want to have children, but why are you bringing your toddler? Like today there was a toddler at the dog park. He's scared of kids. He doesn't understand them, so he growls at them, and then I'm like feeling so bad because why, like, my dog is growling at your kid, but like also it's really unsafe to bring your small child to a dog park when there's big dogs around wrestling. Just seems very irresponsible. And there's lots of spaces for kids. Oh, sorry, I thought my computer stopped. There's lots of spaces for kids, but like none for dogs. Not as many. There's like 2 good dog parks here, so. I've always had really bad cramps ever since I started my period, and I started it at like 17 because I was an athlete, and barely any body fat as a teenager because I was working out so much. I was a tennis player, so it just took longer to come. And it was actually kind of nice because by the time it came, it wasn't even a thing. It was like, oh, finally my period's here. Like, it wasn't embarrassing like it is for some younger kids because you don't know really what's going on and not all of your friends are talking about it. But by 17, everyone has it and they're talking about it. Anyways, so I've always had bad cramps. And I remember when I was in college and working, like during the summers, I was working at a restaurant and bar. And my sister also worked there. We would drive together, and whenever one of us was cramping, because we were both like this, we would like drink half a I shouldn't be saying this. Look, this was like 15 years ago, and the place I worked at was really chill. Locally owned. We would drink like half a bottle of wine before our shift, and I don't know what it is about. I would take a leave and drink half a bottle of wine, and I don't recommend that because you shouldn't drink and take any medication. But it would feel so much better. Like, I think it relaxed your muscles a little bit because they're just like so tight. I don't do that anymore because when I drink I get super dizzy because, again, of this health thing I have that I've had for a few years, but it just recently gotten so much worse. So yeah, if you're a man, it would just help if you could appreciate and think about what it would feel like to have really bad stomach pain at least one day a month, and then the entire week leading up to it, you're also like super moody, crying all the time, angry. Who's yelling? Did you guys hear that? I think I can hear more than you can. Someone was yelling outside. It's Saturday night. Not only, again, do you have to, your stomach, like imagine your stomach hurting really bad once a month. That's once every 30 days, like it's very often. You have to bleed for a week straight, and you have to upkeep that. It's a constant stream. It's not something you can just band-aid. I don't even care if that sounds gross. Like, you should understand what women have to deal with. It's really not fair that there's not more time off. And if that means that men also get time off one day a month, you just, no matter what, can get off for because you feel like shit, then fine, so be it. Let men have a day off a month too. I don't care. Because back when I was in corporate America, I would be sitting in meetings with like tears in my eyes because I was in so much pain, and not be able to go home because it's not considered a real excuse by society. My boss was amazing eventually. After like years of working for him, eventually I remember texting him one day and being like, I can't come to work, my uterus is trying to kill me, and he was just like, that's fine, work from home. But we were friends by that point, you know, and like it took years to get there, and it shouldn't have to be that way. It should just be openly talked about in the beginning. Like, hey, if you're cramping, just don't show up, work from home. Or, I know there are jobs where you can't work from home. But there's gotta be something you can do, you know? Get your shift covered easily or something. Get extra time to be allowed to sit down with a heating pad on your shift, maybe, something. Because it's really not fair, and again, if women ran the world, all of us, including men, would probably have time off once a month. And then you do all of this. For me, I don't want kids, so I'm doing all of this pain for nothing. For nothing. But the people who do have kids, the men don't have to be pregnant. not sick. Like in my example with my coworker. They're not sick for 9 fucking months. Sorry. I'm sorry. Like, it's just crazy what we have to go through. At least I'm living somewhere now. I'm not in the US anymore. I'm in Canada, right? So I'm living somewhere now with better, like, mandated maternity leave. Because in the States, I don't think there is one. I think for my company, they offered 3 weeks. No, 3 months paid. And then after that, you could take another couple months off, but it's like unpaid, which doesn't seem fair. Okay. Tomorrow will be more positive. Hopefully, I'm feeling better. I hope you're having a good weekend if you're watching this on the weekend when I'm filming it. If not, I hope you're having a good week. And I know if you're a woman, you can relate to this, so. And if you're a man, again, think about what it would be like for you to be in this position every month.